And what's going on, guys? It's Straw Hat Brian. I am back again. I'm here to deliver my Boku no Hero Academia Chapter 158 and 59 review for you guys. If you haven't read it yet, suggest you do so now because we are catching up on my hero today, guys. So we're going to get into... It starts off, we got Chisaki. Chisaki, this is basically around the time he's just discovering like diseases and all this other stuff and quirks and all that nature. He's like reading into all these kind of things. And then when he discovered Eri, he describes her quirk as a paranormality, being something of a paranormal nature, you know, her mutation and everything of her quirk and what her capabilities are. And we find out that he extracts her DNA, he experimented on it, and he found a way to create the opposite effect that the quirk is able to do. So the quirk's ability is to rewind humans. It doesn't work on anything else, at least not yet, but it only works on humans, and it is to rewind things. So she can probably rewind damage. As you already saw, she was able to heal Deku when he was using 100%. But we all know that there's going to be a backfire to this. And we kind of saw for a little bit of that backfire on that ability that Eri has by basically she's able to rewind the damage that is being done to Deku while he exerts 100%. Because, you know, his body can't yet handle the effects of 100% one for all. So Chisaki, you know, we also learned that his plan, he believes that with Eddie, that he can manufacture a drug, thus giving it to the villains, selling it to the villains, and then having them basically use the erasing quirk drug to combat the heroes. And then for the heroes to have a solution to this problem, they also manufactured a antidote or a serum so that they would sell that to the heroes, thus creating this monopoly on both sides, meaning that in the end the 8 precepts would control the underground, the underworld trade, and they would also control the actual structure of the world, meaning that they can actually influence and be like, hey, we could just eventually make as much profits from this as possible and then wipe out all the quirks that are currently on the planet. And it seems like currently that's his goal. His goal is to really make the 8 precepts the most powerful entity, more powerful than the League of Villains, more powerful than the Hero Association, so powerful that they literally control everything. Now, meaning that they control crime, they control heroes, they control who gets saved and who doesn't get saved at the end of the day. And with that kind of control, it would basically be unfair for both sides, because no matter who would be winning, no matter who they would be fighting, the heroes and the villains would just be fighting each other when really there's this outside source that's really controlling all the strings from the sidelines. Basically like, yeah, you know, we're going to give these guys the drug that erase quirks, and then we're going to give these guys to erase quirks and powers, and we're going to give these guys the ability to get those powers back and restore their lost powers. So it's like, it's not fair, because they're going to be fighting this endless battle. They're going to be going around in circles, and the 8 precepts would reap all the rewards from it. So we've discovered all that, but we also find out the reason why he really wants to do this is because we all know Chisaki was saved by his mentor long ago, being the leader of the Yakuza gang, which I don't know if we ever really got his name, but we're just going to call him the leader. So the leader, he basically, you know, he's telling Chisaki, like, look, man, like, he already knew everything that Chisaki was up to. He's like, look, I already know you've been dealing with drugs and all this. I told you, like, to not be doing this. You're straying from our path. You know, we stand for morals. We stand for a higher regard. Like, yeah, you know, we might not be saints, but we're not, like, complete devils. So he even tells, you know, Chisaki, like, if you're willing to go so far to experiment on this girl, like, what is the value of human life to you? And really, we just see, and even we discovered from chapter 859 that Chrono even reveals that to achieve Chisaki's goals, he is relentless. We've also discovered from previous chapters with other people who work under Chisaki, that being Nemuto and I forget the other guy's name, but they also describe Chisaki is being relentless. He is someone who will use people to his gain, no matter how sadistic, no matter, and even we find out that anybody who even badmouths the 8 precepts or anyone who steps on their turf, he was willing to basically put them in critical condition and put them in the hospital. Now the leader is, or the his mentor, the Yakuza leader, his mentor, basically comes up to Chisaki. He's basically telling him like, man, you can't be doing this no more, bro. Like, you gotta chill. And he's by far gone. Like, no matter what, he's not gonna see it the way that his mentor sees it. The way that he sees it is that, look, you've done so much for me. I want to repay you back. I'm going to do what I got to do, no matter who I got to use, who I got to sacrifice to put our Yakuza gang on top. So to him, that is his goal. Like, it's do or die for him. And, when we see, and it jumps back to Deku versus Chisaki's on the losing end. Like, we're seeing this backstory play out, but Chisaki's really on the losing end of this battle. And then we really see, like, no matter what Chisaki is doing, no matter how many times he keeps trying to repair himself, Deku is just one step ahead of him. Now, what we finally see is Deku land that finishing blow at 100%, and you could just tell, like, that finishing blow was charismatic, crazy, it was epic. It was basically just like, it looked like it hurt, because you got two of these basically overarching forces colliding against each other. So that was awesome. When 159 opens up, we kind of see that Chrono is starting to doubt that, okay, maybe Chisaki is going to lose. He's taking kind of long. I'm going to just do what I got to do. I'm going to erase your head, and then I'm going to get myself out of here and escape with, because we find out that he has the serum. He has the finished product. So he has the vaccine, and he has the quirk erasing drug. So he has both of them. So he is basically thinking like, okay, I gotta do what I gotta do, and I gotta escape. So he gets apprehended. Sun Eater arrives. You got Froppy arrives with some more backup. So they detain him. They stop Chrono from doing what he gotta do. Froppy picks up Eraserhead and is like, yo, I need you to take you over to the battlefield, because it is getting real over here. And everybody notices, like, even though Chisaki's been defeated, Deku is in immense pain, and Eri can't control her quirk at this point in time. So now it's like, yeah, Deku defeated him, but now it's like, it's the double-edged sword. So now he's going through immense pain. He just used takedown, and now he's taking 30% damage. So she's basically slowly erasing his quirk, and he's going through it, or we don't even know if he's really erasing the quirk, because we don't know really how to define Eri's quirk erasing abilities. It's like, can she just erase quirks? Can she erase pain too? Can she erase, like, if you break your arm, can she erase that from happening? Like, how well is her quirk in that adverse and those kind of effects? So that's my curiosity. That's what I'm wondering. And I'm wondering is eventually her ability is going to be the reason why we get this Lemillion redemption, where Lemillion makes this crazy comeback on some Rock Lee status from Naruto, and he comes in eventually when the time is right, when it seems like maybe the chips are down, and then we'll get that, like, boom, like, herein comes Lemillion back at it again, got his quirk back, and who knows, we might even see Eri on the side of good, and she might be the next Recovery Girl, because we don't even know what Recovery Girl's abilities are, and she might have abilities even more profound, even more advanced than Recovery Girl, because Recovery Girl seems pretty old. So we might see something happen where Recovery Girl might give up her life to save one of these heroes or something. I kind of see that, because I kind of see the way that this author of this story is kind of playing things out. It's like, I'm gonna take a character out, but I'm gonna insert a new character. Take this person out, I'm gonna insert new character. Kind of like it was like when Stain got removed from the story, we got all these influx of new characters, and it was like, once he's probably going to remove someone else from the story, we're going to get an influx again of some new characters, some more prominent characters. So I'm excited for all that. That's just my theory. That's my prediction. That's what I think is going to happen. We see that when Eraserhead gets there with Froppy, he's just like, okay, I know what I got to do. I'm just going to stop Eddie. I'm gonna erase her quirk, and then he stops everything from happening. Everything is done. Rescue complete. But then when you kind of really look at the entire rescue operation, to be a hero, there is a lot of downsides. Like, you have to worry about injuries, you have to worry about casualties, you have to worry about damage to the surrounding area. Like, being a hero in the story of My Hero Academia is pretty hard, especially when you have these crazy colossal forces that combat each other. Like, I'm pretty sure when we finally see Sensei versus All Might animated in the anime, that fight itself is going to be amazing, and we're going to see the actual well, not the casualties, but the actual damage to the surrounding area. And I'm pretty sure when this gets animated, Chisaki versus Deku, we're going to see the damage that is dealt to the surrounding area from just a hero clash with a villain, and then what that does as a whole for the Hero Society and how they have to better themselves to reduce those damages, because you don't just want heroes going around destroying everything, causing casualties, and then it's just like, yeah, man, you know, that was for the betterment of everybody. It wouldn't be a good story if it was written like that. So I'm ready. I'm excited to see how this is going to go. I'm going to rate both of these chapters 2s out of 5s, just because they both, like, the endings were solid, but just like everything else in between was just more of just filling. Like, it was cool and everything, but yeah, we're just going to rate both of them a solid 2 out of 5. This is Straw Hat Brian. I'm going to be signing out. I'm kind of glad everything did get resolved. The rescue operation was complete. It's really cool that Night Eye did get to see that Deku is the one who is proud that Deku was the one who received All Might's quirk, because what he's able to do with it, and that he was able to twist the future that Night Eye foresaw with his abilities. So I thought that was great. I think the writing for this arc was pretty solid, pretty down-packed. I think that the action for this arc is going to be phenomenal, and I think that when we finally get this animated, we're all going to be like, we're all going to have a lot of more Deku fanboys, but we're also going to have more, you know, fans for the villains, because that's what I love about My Hero, the villains. The villains are so far making, they make you interested, because it's not just like, okay, we got the heroes. The heroes make you interested too, but the villains and that there's not just only villains, but there's Yakuza members and stuff, kind of gives you a little more. You know, having mafias and stuff like that, and mafizios in your story, definitely changes the playing field. So, this is my review. Again, I rate both chapters 2 out of 5. So, Straw Hat Brian signing out. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit me up in that comment section down below. Leave me your thoughts. Leave me your theories. Please, have a wonderful night.